think you don't like people expressing their sexuality because no one wants you to express yours. Oh, Amy, I'm so sorry. That was over the line.
Number 10. Training Howard for a magic audition. Bernadette makes fun of Howard's love of magic on multiple occasions throughout the series.
How many times has he made fun of Howard for being an engineer, going to MIT, his magic?
Sheldon doesn't make fun of his magic.
Well, he should. It's stupid.
But in season 12, when she sees a video of a young Howard practicing for his Magic Castle audition, she encourages him to try again. She even helps him practice for his audition. But when we say help, we mean she completely takes over, culling from her years of childhood pageants and becoming what we will call a pageant wife.
I just wanted you to have your dream, and I wanted to control everything about how you looked and acted so that your victory was mine.
Well, that's honest.
Speaking of Howard's magic, there's also the time he puts on a magic show at a birthday party, and Bernadette's lack of patience with the kids is anything but subtle.
Look, I googled it. It's a fake picture.
That's it. No cake for you. Anyone else want to join the no cake club?
Number 9. Go Get 'Em. In this season 7 episode, The Discovery Dissipation, Raj's apartment building is being fumigated, so he goes to stay with Howard and Bernadette for a week.
Aw, Raj did the dishes.
How do you know I didn't do them?
Because once, when all the knives are dirty, you cut a bagel with your keys.
While there, he is a wonderful house guest and attentive to both Howard and Bernadette's needs. The problem is that this makes the two of them realise how unattentive they've been to each other, and leads to an argument in which Howard points out that Raj left a note on his lunch that said, "Go get him."
I know what the problem is. It's him.
What did I do?
You made us feel like we're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, we were totally fine half-assing our marriage till you showed up.
Rather than sympathise with her husband, Bernadette points out that he isn't a child and shouldn't need a note. She got him.
Like I don't do enough around here, now I need to pack your lunch? And by the way, why do you need a note telling you to go get him? You're a grown man, you should know to go get him.
Number 8. Make more money. When it's time for Howard and Bernadette to go back to work after the birth of their second child, Howard decides that he isn't ready and wants to be a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, so I have to abandon my children and go back to work while you get to stay home and bond with them?
You just said you didn't want to.
No, I don't want to have to. But if I want to, I should get to.
However, when he brings this up with Bernadette, she too admits that she's having those same feelings about returning to the office. Howard argues that because Bernadette makes more money, that she should be the one to go back to work.
Don't you think you should go back to work because you make more money?
Don't you think you should make more money?
It might seem like a solid argument on the surface, but Bernadette's counter-argument is savagely on point.
I think it's pretty sexist of you to say a dad can't stay home with his children.
You know what else is sexist? The phrase suck it. Yet here we are.
Number 7. Who cooked?
What time is it?
It's almost 6.
Okay. Bernadette's gonna be home soon. We gotta divide and conquer. I'll make dinner. You watch the kids.
Kids are asleep.
Great, then you make dinner.
Howard Wolowitz has many talents. He can do card tricks, he writes catchy and romantic songs, and he can fit into pants that look like they'd be too tight on Jack Skellington. But one thing he can't do is cook. Or at least he doesn't.
I needed some help, so he came by, played with the kids, read them some stories, put them down for their nap, and made dinner.
What'd you do?
Ate dinner.
When Bernadette walks into the dining room and sees dinner on the table, it seems very reasonable for her first guess as to who cooked the meal to be Stuart, who's been staying with them.
Stuart, you cooked?
How did you know it wasn't me?
There's only 3 people in this house and you'd still be my 5th guess.
When Howard questions her instincts, her response, while not mathematically sound, is priceless. Number 6. Surrounded by idiots. When Bernadette Rostenkowski first showed up on the show, she was a quiet, somewhat reserved girl that was nice to just about everyone.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You were always so nice to me. I thought maybe you liked me.
I'm nice to everyone!
As the seasons progressed and we got to know her better, we all watched as the tough, competitive, take-no-crap side of her character emerged.
Bad news. I spoke to my supervisor about heading up your sales team, and she said she just can't lose me right now.
Do you want me to call her? I could rip her a new one.
No ripping.
It's not to say that Bernadette wasn't nice anymore, it's just that she doesn't, as the saying goes, suffer fools gladly. A point she makes abundantly clear to Penny one day at work.
Why don't you want to work with me? I know I can be tough, but that's just because I'm surrounded by useless idiots.
Although she savagely uses the term idiots instead of fools. Number 5. Cinderella. Disneyland is billed as the happiest place on earth, and it is, as long as Bernadette gets to be Cinderella.
We can't all be Cinderella.
Then how do we decide?
Well, it's simple. This was my idea. I'm driving. I'm Cinderella.
When the girls decide to play hooky from work and go to Disneyland, Bernadette mentions the first thing she wants to do is get a princess makeover.
Okay, so you pick your princess, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Cinderella. They give you hair, makeup, the works.
Guess it would be fun to be Cinderella.
The other girls are on board, but when it comes to deciding who will be which princess, Bernie makes it very clear that there will only be one Cinderella, and it will be her. Later, after the makeovers, Penny is still a little bitter, but Bernie sure isn't backing down.
Every one of you has the capacity to be anything you want to be.
Unless you want to be Cinderella.
Come at me, see what happens.
Number 4. Fake laugh. We'll admit that being huge fans of When Harry Met Sally, any reference to said film is going to get our attention. It definitely did in the Season 7 episode, The Hesitation Ramification, when Bernadette admits to sometimes fake laughing at people's jokes.
Well, I'd be able to tell anyway.
I don't think you would.
Please, I made plenty of girls laugh. Sometimes just by asking them out.
Howard is sure she'd never faked it with him, certain he would have been able to tell the difference. It's at this point that Bernadette puts him in his place with her on-point ode to Meg Ryan in the diner scene in the aforementioned movie. We'll definitely have what she's having.
I'll have what she's having.
Number 3. Scavenger Hunt. When Raj organises a scavenger hunt for the gang, Leonard and Bernadette are a team, while Howard gets paired up with Amy.
Have you ever played a game with Bernadette?
No.
Have you ever gone into a steel cage with a wolverine?
Faster, faster, faster! Do you not know that word? It means more fast.
Amy assumes Howard would have preferred to have been on a team with his wife, but she's wrong. Howard loves Bernadette, but she's uber competitive, a fact Leonard learns right away, and over again throughout the hunt.
You're here first. This is because you made me slow down for that blind guy.
Penny also gets a taste of Bernie's scavenger savagery at the end of the hunt when the latter shoves her friend out of the way looking for the victory coin. Number 2. When the airline loses Howard's mum. We know Bernadette doesn't suffer fools gladly, so how do you think she'd react to an airline losing a suitcase that contains the ashes of Howard's dead mother?
The only woman who ever loved me. The first one. First, I met first.
I just need some information. What's the flight number?
816.
I really did mean first.
Just drop it.
When Howard can't get any answers and is too distraught to do anything else about it, Bernie steps in and gets it done. It isn't the fault of the lady behind the customer service desk, but she's the one that gets the brunt of Bernadette's wrath.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You better find my husband's mother, because one way or another, we're walking out of this airport with a dead woman.
A wrath so savage it guarantees they leave the airport with a dead woman. Bernie also savagely steps in while Sheldon and Leonard arguing is ruining a celebratory dinner for Howard's mother a couple of episodes later.
We're eating the last food his mother ever made, and you were gonna throw it at each other like children? Whatever it is you're fighting about, put it aside, go back in there, be a good friend to Howard, or there's no dessert for either of you.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Backhanded compliment. Howard is good at dumb magic.
Come on, you're a good magician.
Really? You always called magic dumb.
You can be good at something dumb.
Sending Sheldon shopping with Mrs. Wolowitz. In this case, it's a do as she says, not as she does situation.
I'm sorry I can't make it, but Sheldon's gonna go with you. And that's the last thing you do to him.
Weird guy Raj. Bernadette calls them like she sees them.
So I guess what's bugging me is that they only broke up 13 days ago, and now I'm dating her. So am I like the good guy in my movie or the bad guy in their movie?
Pretty sure you're the weird friend in our movie.
Nice try, Howard. She's gonna make Howard work for it.
You said you're gonna do all this stuff for me, right?
Yeah?
See where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Smallpox. That's a whole new level of vengeful.
Boy, I don't know if I could be friends with Howie if we broke up.
Why not?
I'm a very vengeful person.
Really?
With access to weaponized smallpox.
Number 1. Theoretical burn. In Season 6's The Parking Spot Escalation, Howard and Sheldon are in a back-and-forth war over a parking spot at the university, and eventually their significant others are pulled into the action.
Howard was so angry I had to mash up Benadryl in his ice cream to get him to fall asleep.
Guess this is what we get for being with two testosterone-fueled alpha males.
Amy and Bernadette are initially on the same side, complaining about the stupidity of the entire situation. However, the conversation soon turns nasty as the women get aggressive in defending their men to each other. Eventually, Bernadette delivers one of the great lines of the entire series.
Gosh, Amy, I'm sensing a little hostility. Is it maybe because, like Sheldon's work, your sex life is also theoretical? Damn.
A burn so savage, it elicits an audible damn from Penny, and most likely from everyone watching at home as well. While Bernie seems pretty proud of that burn, she's less happy about another jab at Amy's sexuality she makes a couple of seasons later.
And I think you don't like people expressing their sexuality because no one wants you to express yours. Oh, Amy, I'm so sorry. That was over the line.